Are we on?
We are on.
Good morning.
Or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this. This is our October training for the year of our Lord 2014.
Oh, good Lord.
Because we didn't have a team meeting at our house this month, we are doing this via Hangout, and it's going out to everyone.
So, we want to check in and see how y'all are doing. It is about, what's today, the 13th? So we're just about halfway through the month. We are in the middle of lots of different kinds of contests going on. Let's recap the contests.
So before we recap the contests, we're going to recap
Phil wants to stick to his
the Maui trip.
schedule.
Yeah, you know, I have a schedule. I have a plan. Even when we record this, I still have a schedule. So as you all know, the Jewels were invited to Maui on the Emerald Extravaganza in September, the 22nd through the 27th. And we were very blessed and fortunate to be able to go. It wasn't through luck. It was definitely through a lot of hard work over the past year. But meeting all the different people there, knowing that they had the similar path, that no one just got lucky, that there was a lot of hard work. And that meant to me that anybody can go. So I want to just recap some of the amazing things. Besides the fact that we were treated to probably one of the nicest hotels that we've ever stayed in, a room that was more than $700 a night if you look on any of the hotel websites. A view that was so breathtaking. It was just fun to wake up in the morning to look at. Stars that were the clearest I've seen.
Stars were amazing.
Anywhere at night. And then the meals, the luau's, the gifts, a gift in our room every night.
Mm-hmm.
Maui Jim sunglasses for the both of us. She's the emerald. I'm just a little old ruby, but I got sunglasses too. So everything that Plexus did was first class, and we were able to take our 3 kids with us for a minimal cost and experience Hawaii, which was something as a kid I wasn't able to do. Were you?
Nope.
So it's
Most
just
people are not. Yeah.
Plexus is allowing us to do things for our family that we couldn't have done on our own. So I can't encourage you enough to dream big, to plan to be there in 2015. And don't let anything stop you, because as Jen made that commitment in August of last year that she was going to go on that trip next year, it seemed like a long time away, but the time flew by. And when we figured out that she had qualified and was definitely going in May, what an exciting time it was to plan and to anticipate and know that this baby was being birthed that we planned for almost a year. So Maui was amazing. Next year it's going to be somewhere else in the Hawaiian Islands. So you got to go.
Gotta go. If you need help, lots of you have given us your business plan to Emerald. A lot of you are added to that Tough Love page to Emerald. But if you haven't reach out to us and let us know. If you need help, if you wrote a paragraph as your business plan to Emerald, but you really need some help in establishing an action plan to get there, let us help you. Bill's on his way. He's got an action plan to Emerald. We're working on that. And I have an action plan now to Diamond. So you never want to stop. And what Phil said earlier about making sure that you set a plan and thinking about a year and all that time. Time passes anyways, guys. But it's a matter. It's up to you what you do with it. So make it count.
A couple more recaps. Jen did a call this past week and a half ago now. What was it titled?
Follow the Pink Brick Road to Emerald. There seems to be a theme here.
Pink Brick Road to Emerald. I loved it. Great response. If you haven't watched that, we'll post it on the website again. Listen to it. You need to listen to that call. It was tremendous listening to the first time for myself, and she's my wife. I get to hear it all the time. But I know it's really encouraging, and there were some good practical steps in that as well on what you need to do to get to Emerald. So listen to that. Also, we've got a few contests going on. First contest.
Let's talk about the contest that the company is doing for us. It's awesome to have incentives along the way. So this month, Plexus is offering you, if you get one preferred customer with a PV of $50 or more.
We're actually 3 of them.
No.
Oh, sorry.
There's one customer, one new preferred customer, one new ambassador, and $500 or more in PV, and your total you will get a carrier or cover or little case. Thank
carrying
you.
bag.
Something. We all love containers. And if you do 3 preferred customers and 3 new ambassadors and $1,000 in PV, then you win a iPad, and everybody's been super excited about the iPad. Is that your
Oprah impression?
No.
You're getting iPad.
No, we need Carol Woodall on our team to do that. But anyway, several of you are super close. I know many of you, that's your goal. We are super excited for you. We're proud of you as a family. You know, we have a goal of earning 2. We're working on trying to earn 1 right now. Our kids were just upstairs talking about who can they talk to that would maybe be a great ambassador. So we love infusing that, and that's just a great incentive to help you in all aspects of your business, looking at your PV, helping you get new preferred customers, because we know we get those bonuses with every preferred customer we have, as well as adding and growing a team and getting and heading in the right direction towards that emerald like we talked about.
So that's the company contest.
Yes.
We also announced a free bag of Slim contest when people bought a 3-day decision pack. And we had some great responses at the beginning of the month.
Yeah, and we want you to continue. Repost that. Get that on your page again today. We are going to actually up the ante a little bit and offer that bag of Slim on the 15th of this month. So that's in 2 days. So go ahead, repost it, maybe put a little tagline there. Drawing will be on October 15th. That's in 2 days. They could order their 3-day today and possibly have their free bag of Slim to start as soon as their 3 days runs out.
So that's huge. We might do another bag at the end of the month. Don't quote me on that, but we want to we want to keep it going. We want to keep it going. We saw some great responses, so make sure you do that today. We're gonna have the drawing on the 15th because we're leaving for Orlando on the 16th.
Yes. And then you guys know also that we are giving Phil's check away in December if we can hit that 400 ambassador mark. And you guys have been awesome the last 2 weeks in really moving those numbers along. So we'll be giving you an update probably when we get back from Orlando next week on where we stand with all of that. Continue to write that down. Again, if you can put that on a mirror in front of your in the bathroom or in the kitchen on the refrigerator as a motivator to remind you that when you get a no, it's just getting you closer to that next yes. I know I had 3 solid no's last week, but did that discourage me? No. It's just telling me, okay, I'm getting closer.
And quite frankly, to pull back the veil a little bit, when I set that contest up, when we set it up, we needed to average around 3 ambassadors a day to be able to hit that goal. So it's a stretch goal. Can I tell you, over the last 7-8 days,
probably 10 days,
almost 10 days, that's what we're averaging as a team. I'm so excited by the growth and the enthusiasm. So on one hand, I'm really excited because I'm seeing that we're going to hit those numbers and that we're getting closer. On the other hand, I'm sitting there going, I'm going to be losing my check in December.
And it's a good check to get, guys.
It's a really good check to get. So I'm excited. It's a great contest. So stay focused, keep your eyes on the prize, and we're making good progress to get there.
And then, and the only other thing that we'll say about contests at this point in the training is that use contests for your team. Several of you are doing that right now. I've seen several posts. I love that. We are probably going to have a bunch of gold ranks this month, which is, there's nothing more exciting than see your little ambassadors that are under you start ranking up and just kind of coming a long way with us. So we know there's 4 or 5 of you that's a reality for this month, for the month of October. But let us encourage you. You can do a $25 gift card. You can do an e-wallet transfer. And if you need help understanding how to do that or some creative suggestions to help get your team motivated and going, we're certainly able to do that.
So while we're focused on long-term goals, sometimes it's good to have short-term incentives to keep people along that track and taking little steps towards those long-term goals. So we encourage you to do those little contests.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to jump into the meat of the training. And gosh, with no one around, we're just flying through this training.
I know. We're not arguing.
We're not arguing.
Like, it's kind of crazy.
So let's talk about
screaming in the background.
Yeah, how about that? Working Plexus into the conversation. That's the main meat of our training today. And we had some posts about this in the last week or so. But we believe that there's really not a conversation you can't insert Plexus into. In fact, on the post, I used baseball and Ebola. So you can work Plexus into anything. And the way I want you to be able to think about this is to be natural and be yourself. but always look for that opportunity. And when the opportunity presents itself, don't suffer from what I call paralysis by analysis or fear. Just throw it out there. Because the worst thing that happened is that someone will say, oh, okay. Or maybe, no, I'm not interested. Or you're one of those MLM people. I mean,
more than likely they won't. You're not going to have a
nothing will happen.
confrontation or something negative. The worst that will happen is that they humor you and they take your card and nothing happens. But that's okay too, because you're planting a seed, and who knows, 3 months later they might come across that card or give that card to someone, and you end up getting a customer and or an ambassador. So
the best way I want to encourage you to do this is you've got to practice. And the best way to practice is with someone that you feel safe and comfortable with, a spouse, a significant other. Yes, we're going to do it. So I am in sales, but when I was starting out, Jen would go crazy because I'd come home and I'd say, okay, I need to practice this scenario. And I need you to be this kind of buyer, and you need to be whatever it takes. Don't let me get the sale, and give me these objections so I could practice. And then she wound up being a pushover and just was like, I want to go to bed. Can you stop, please? Having said that, it's good to bounce things off of someone that you can trust. And maybe it's a fellow ambassador or another ambassador on another team. Just find someone that you can practice with before you go out in person. And it's really, the technique is very simple. It's just having a conversation and in your heart being genuine about that conversation and what you want to hear from that person. And when the opportunity presents itself, with anything that they say, throw Plexus out there. So how about giving me a good example, honey?
Well, and I was just going to say, before we give the example, is that you have to ask questions. And I talked about that a little bit the other day as well. But if you get stuck and you don't know where to go, ask a question, because usually someone will spill the problem. And then we want to always be in a mode of providing a solution to their problem, not just selling a product. And the difference in that is, hey, I got this great weight loss product, and they might be 95 pounds, 99, didn't mean 99 pounds, 95 pounds, whatever. And you're trying to sell somebody something they don't need. However, that 95-pound person could say, gosh, I love Bluebell ice cream. I have to have a bowl of it every single night. And while they weigh 95 pounds, is that healthy for them? Is it good for their sugars to spike? Then you can say, hey, we have this product that regulates blood sugars and helps eliminate sugar cravings. Then you're providing her a solution rather than just offering her a product that she may or may not need, or even know somebody that may or may not need.
Or more importantly, that 95-pound person, of which I don't know who it is, but let's assume that person exists. That 95-pound person has family that's obese. And we don't know that because we see someone who's very healthy, or what we think is healthy and fit, and we don't know any of the people that they're connected to or the family that they've got.
And so that means don't make assumptions.
Don't make assumptions. So what's a good one that you use this week in terms of inserting Plexus in the conversation?
Well, last night we went to Ross, Dress for Less, and to kill some time before a hockey game. And the woman that was checking us out clearly could have benefited from just from meeting her. She could have benefited from Plexus, or what I would think she could have. And so I just smiled and said hello. I asked her how her night was going instead of just ignoring her and just paying attention to what I was doing with myself and my girls. And she said she was good. And she was like, girls, why are you out late? Because it was later in the evening. And
so pause. She asked the question, why are you out late? You could have said, just for a hockey game. My son's hockey game.
I could, but I said, well, they don't have school tomorrow. So that's lots of fun. And she goes, oh, do you work tomorrow? I mean, she was really setting me up. I would have gotten a slap on the hand from everybody had I not said something. So she asked me if I had work tomorrow, and I go, well, actually, I get to do what I'm doing right now for my work. And she looked at me and I said, and I had a card immediately on hand, which again is another tip. Be equipped. Keep samples with you. Keep your business cards. And if you don't have business cards, get business cards. You want to have information in hand to give people immediately. If it's a catalog and that's all you have catalogs with you. But I pulled out the card and I said, do you happen to know anybody? And I just jumped right into it. I said, do you happen to know anyone that is diabetic or pre-diabetic that struggles with their blood sugars? I was expecting her to say, oh, me. But she didn't. She said her husband did. And I said, well, gosh, this would be awesome for him if it would work. And so I just started a conversation and I asked how, if his diabetes was under control, and she said no. I said, what do you think is the cause for that? She said, well, he needs to lose weight. Okay, all right. And so the conversation just kind of unfolded. And so she then even gave me even more. She said, well, what does it taste like? And my sweet mom was with me, and I didn't have the sample. My mom had the sample, and she pulled it out. She said, well, here, why don't you take this? So we gave her the sample. She was super excited. She said she was going to try it. She said, can I try it tonight? And I said, let's wait until tomorrow, because it was 8:30 at night. And I said, I would love to hear from you. I got her name, which you should do. Get their name. If you can get their full name, and if you can even get them on Facebook, even better.
If you're giving someone a sample, giving them a business card, you have the right to get the same in return, to get their information. So don't feel like you have to give and not get anything.
True.
Ask for that name, Facebook, business card, phone number, something, right? I want to make sure everyone has that mindset that if you're giving something, it's okay to get something back in return.
And always with the sample, doing that
sure.
too. So anyway, we left it with Miss Tammy that she was going to follow up with me. So we'll see. We had the kids with us. Had I gotten her full name, and there was people waiting in line, and she apologized to the next lady for talking so long to me and all of that. But it still was a point of contact. It was better than me leaving my business card in a basket or not saying anything at all and not leaving a card at all.
And here's the deal. She might be a no, but she'll be one more no closer to a
yes.
So that's what we want. We want to get those no's to get closer to yeses. Good? So who wants to see Phil do a role play?
No, nobody does.
So when you say no, that means yes. That's what you've got to learn. Every time you say no.
He needs to realize that no means no.
Yeah. Well, so
what are we going to do?
I challenge anyone that wants to have a conversation with me. I will naturally bring up Plexus, and you won't even realize it. What? So
okay,
I'm going to basically say anyone that watches this video, posts a comment or messages me, I'll have a conversation with you and show you how to introduce Plexus at any point in time into the conversation. All right? So questions, reach out. Otherwise, insert those conversations. Just be bold and be relaxed and comfortable and confident. When people ask me what I do for a living, I say I'm in the energy business. I've been doing it for 10 years. Love it, enjoy it. I go, but my passion is Plexus. And then what's that lead to?
What's Plexus?
What's Plexus?
Is Plexus Alexis? Just kidding. It is.
It's that simple. All right.
Okay, and then the last thing that we're going to do, which ties into this, is the impact of sharing your why. If you're a level 1 for Phil and I, then we've had this discussion, or we've attempted to have this discussion with you. We want to know your why, and the reason why we want to know your why is so that you know your why. Because if you know your why, you can talk to people in all these other conversations much more easily. For us, and your why changes. If you're listening to Rainey talk, she said that last night. It's very common and very true that you can start with one why, and as you start to see health changes and you receive financial benefits, that your why changes. Even for me personally, when I hit Emerald, everything came to a culmination for me with the passing of my father from 7 years ago, who was diabetic, who had breast cancer, and who passed away because his diabetes was out of control, and he was on dialysis, and he just couldn't fight anymore. And I wonder, looking back, had Plexus been around, would that have saved his life? Would that have prolonged his life and the quality of life that he had? And he would be around for his grandchildren and for me and for my mom. And that's powerful, because that's people and that's life changing. It's about a vein 5 or 10 pounds or a smaller size jeans, or being in a bikini. It's much bigger than that. And if you can convey that to other people who know you and who have experienced your life with you in the past, and then they can make the connection with you of what you're doing, that it's a much bigger thing on a much bigger scale, you're going to have much more impact and influence and be able to be successful with your business.
So you need to identify why you are in Plexus, why you take the products, why you distribute and sell the products, and why you share the products. So what is your why? if you have trouble figuring that out or you feel like you're stuck, reach out to your upline, reach out to us, because it is greater than just a few pounds, like Jen said. I think it's a great point. Her why, and she didn't even realize her why until she hit Emerald, that particular why. Our original why was lose weight, feel great, and pay for the products. That was the why. And then after the first month, like we talked about, when the income was there, my plantar fasciitis was gone, and it's been gone for over 14 months now, and the weight was just melting off. Our why changed again, and then it changed again, and now our why is different than it was from day one. So you've got to know your why. It's like you're traveling on a course or a map. You've got to know where you're headed, or else you won't know where you're going. So your why is your true north. It's the direction that you're headed, and truly why you're doing what you're doing every day. So you got to know that. You got to have it written down. You got to be able to share it eloquently and directly and daily.
So share your why with us by video. We want to see this week on the team page your why. This is going to stretch some of you. Some of you, it's going to be easy. Some of you, this is going to be really difficult. It can air up a lot of emotion. I know that the first time I sat down at the computer and wrote out a post about my new why about my dad, I cried at the computer, bawled. It was a healing process for me, and it was a growing process for me. And if you're growing a business, you should be growing yourself and changing. And now a big, huge part of our why is for you guys and the people that are part of our team, to see you experience the same things that we have experienced and more.
Zig Ziglar's, one of my favorite quotes of Zig is, if you help enough people get what they want, eventually you'll get what you want. So we're very much about they, which is you. And we want to know your whys, because we want to support those, and we want to see those whys become why nots and become the things that you've always wished and hoped for.
All right. To our new people, we're excited. We can't wait to meet you. To our friends that we're going to see in just a couple of days at Leaders Retreat, super excited to hug your neck. For those of you that are here, we're excited to bring home some awesome information and to know that next year you'll be there with us. We are leaving Thursday morning. We'll be available some, but we'll be keeping you posted. What else, Phil?
We've got the most awesome Halloween party costumes, and we're going to blow away the competition. So be looking for those pictures on Saturday night.
Phil.
There's a competition in my mind, and we're going to win it. So with that, we appreciate you all. We love you all.
Yes, we do.
And we wish you nothing but the greatest of success. Be positive, be sharing, and enjoy the rest of your October.
Yes.
So with that,
go Plexus!
have a great one, y'all.
Bye.